and they tape them phone books around his damn body. You talk about nervous? That ninja is nervous right now, and he makes it another 2 months, man. We'll talk about it more when we get back. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show.
When you see that Cadillac coming through on them blades with them Carolina blades, bitch, get out the way. Stepping out with my ice on me and my killers trifling. You can end up with your life gone if you don't get out the way. I'm in the club out drunk as fuck, throw in my setup. If another nigga push me, better get out the way. When you see me go into that trunk, ready to grab that pump, make that shit don't pump, get out the way. Y'all niggas better get up out my way for I gotta send me out a pot game to spray for I lay the motherfuckers down on the ground. Y'all niggas really had a whole lot of shit to say. Now the only thing I'm hearing is silence. The silence of the tennis whole scene, the violence. I stepped up in this club to be stylish. Try to find something to fuck, but you got me the wildest. Tell you to chill before I lose it again. And when I lose it, losers be losing your friends. One shot from the Ruger, and you losing your limbs. The hardest nigga running out of here losing his tail. Hey, fucked up, y'all niggas can't stand me. The only reason you hate me because you ain't me. And me, I'm something that the niggas just can't be. Simply lazy, EYE for SC. My Carolina niggas in here, just stand up. Put your guns in the air, get done with your set up. When it rains and pours to the shells, don't let up. Better get up out my way before the hollers get ya. Hey, before the hollers wet ya, have your body leaking like a bottle of ketchup. If you in my way, your best bet is just do what the song say, bitch, get out of the way. When you see that Cadillac coming through on them blades with them Carolina blades, bitch, get out the way. Stepping out with my ice on me and my killers trifling. You can end up with your life gone if you don't get out the way. I'm in the club out drunk as fuck, throw in my setup. If another nigga push me, better get out the way. When you see me go into that trunk, ready to grab that pump, make that shit don't pump, get out the way. Lazy out in the VIP, holding it down. Forget the crystal, me and my niggas pouring the crown. Hicking up about the liquor, I'm controlling it now. I'm holding a pound, that'll leave a hole in the crown. Blow. Ace in the club, wildin' out. We get it hot off in this bitch called a firehouse. If a nigga in my way, we gonna stomp him out. Have it looking like we trying to put a fire out. Nigga, catch your breath. You in my way, it's only right that you catch your left. I'm on the edge and you about to push me over the cliff. The rat is blowing, you leaking all over yourself. Ew. SC, you hear a bunch of niggas tripping, sipping on the Belvedere, wrist, neck, little like a chandelier. I'm in the caddy while you crack up in the Cavalier. Yeah. I'm taking over the spot, cocking the Glock. I'm in here calling the shots. I do this shit every weekend, never falling a night. I got it on lie, believe that the boy don't stop. Nope. I put a hole through you and your crew.
Hey, welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday. Make sure you become a premium member of the Doug Stewart Show by going to thedugstewartshow.com. After about 6, 7, 8 months, man, we have the premium membership application figured out, man. Shouts out to John Gorenfeld for making it happen, man, the web guy that we contracted. A lot more went to that thing than I thought. So please become a premium member. We're doing all that we can, man, to stay afloat, to keep, real trio sports and guy talk radio going with this network and allowing a platform for all the other shows on the network, man. So please become a premium member by going to thedugstewartshow.com. Clicking on the link, you get episodes of this show any and every time you want, episodes of the Ryan Stewart Show, the Chop It Up Show, which we've really neglected that, just been so busy. We'll do an interview later, which basically is an interview type show. We've interviewed interesting people like friends, family, Stewies, and whatnot. So a lot to offer for $4 a month. That's 20 cents a day. That's $1 a week if you're talking about it in a month's time. And so real, I don't even know the best way to even put it, family type atmosphere that we've come upon, that we've really had here with this show and with this network for the last 2.5 years almost. So please support the product, man. Support radio, urban radio, man, and become a premium member to the Doug Stewart Show and the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network and the 2 Live Stews Radio Network as well. Hey, man, so The juice is on the loose, man. O.J. Simpson was granted parole Thursday after more than 8 years in prison for a Las Vegas hotel heist, making his case in a nationally televised hearing that reflected America's fascination with this case, man, ever since 1995 and the entire trial of the century, man. All 4 parole commissioners cited his lack of a prior conviction. Stop right there. That's what I said yesterday, man. Is people forget. They kind of intertwine what happened with O.J. in 1995 in the murder trial with reality. First of all, he beat the case in 1995. That shouldn't be a part of anything concerning the law and O.J. Simpson. But not only that, the big thing is prior to this whole heist thing in Vegas, he had never been arrested before. I saw yesterday on TV, Carl Douglas. You remember Carl Douglas, the black short little dude that was one of O.J.'s attorneys for the trial back in 1995. And the first thing he said when they asked him about it, he's like, this entire thing is a travesty of law. The fact that O.J. Simpson went to jail for 9 years for going to get his shit, and he didn't have a weapon. And I think most people agreed that he had no intention of shooting anybody. These guys that he brought along with him, they got all John Wayne-ish and whatever and started pulling out gats. And O.J. didn't, necessarily tell them to do that. He didn't know that they were going to do that the way the story is told. But that's why this story is so crazy, man. I know a lot of people in America think O.J. did it, the murders, and think that he got what he deserved. But the crazy thing about this, man, is how they changed the rules to the game. In the middle of the damn game, how they moved the jail post. Like, you literally can ignore. It seems like our court system, man, ignores precedents already set a lot of times. Whenever these types of little personal things come into play with these stories. Same thing with Mike Vick. Mike Vick shouldn't have went to 2. There was no precedence for somebody that was fighting dogs at that time. And they tied it into RICO and crossing interstate lines and everything. But there wasn't a precedence. I remember talking about this. There wasn't a precedence for this man going to jail for almost 2 years for doing what he did. And same thing with O.J., man. People forget that this guy was in jail for 9 years. As I said yesterday, imagine waking up every morning and you O.J. Simpson. The first thing you got to say is, this some bullshit. Every day. Like, if you saw the little parole hearing yesterday, O.J. just kept moving his head, turning his head from side to side, shaking his head from side to side like, man, this is incredible. Like, you got to imagine every minute of his life, he's saying to himself, this shit is incredible. This is incredible. But the parole commissioners once again cited his lack of a prior conviction, the low risk he might commit another crime. That's another thing. I thought, and I'm not an attorney, but I watch a lot of court TV and a lot of TV where it's police dramas and court dramas or whatever. I thought that a main component of deciding whether to put somebody in jail or not, or give them, leniency and allow them to walk the streets and put them on probation and whatnot, is, are you a threat to society? Right. That's one of the big things. When back to the Mike Vick thing. When Mike Vick went to jail, Mike Vick was fighting dogs. He was on scene when some of these things were going on, the killings and whatnot. He funded it, but putting Mike Vick in jail, do you think that you kind of warded off Mike Vick committing a crime? Do you think that if Mike Vick didn't go to jail, that he would have been a threat to society? He would have harmed somebody because of what's transpired in Virginia with this dogfighting ring? No! Mike Vick wasn't going to hurt anybody. He was a professional football player under a $100 million contract. He wasn't a threat to society. When O.J. went in the Hooskow 9 years ago, O.J., even though a lot of people believe that he committed these murders, okay, a lot of people argue with you that they don't believe he committed these murders, O.J. Simpson wasn't a threat to society. When we interviewed O.J., and I've talked about this before, but, we have new listeners every day. When we had O.J. in studio for 2 hours, it's probably, when did we start doing radio? 2001? So it had to be like 2002, maybe 2003 we interviewed OJ. That man could barely walk when he came in that studio. That's the one thing I remember outside of the fact that his head is huge as hell. Outside of his big-ass head, one thing I remembered was this guy was walking around like he was crippled, like he was hobbling. And when he sat down, I remember he put his arms down on the armrest and like really gingerly took his time to sit down. That man wasn't a threat to society. Come on. Okay, maybe you think that he committed these murders, but everybody in America has him under a magnifying glass now. Okay, so they're watching his each and every move. The guy was 60-something years old. He wasn't a threat to society. And he was trying to get his own shit back. It's crazy, man. When you look at this man, and it's over now. The man did his time, and he talked about it yesterday, how he's done his time, and he's been this model inmate, and he said all the things he needed to say to get out, man. But, I mean, I can't imagine, and it happens all of the time, I can't imagine going to jail for 9 years for something that I didn't do or something that I did that was so menial and so simple in relative terms to other serious crimes, waking up every morning in jail. Like, the last thing I want is my freedom to be taken for some bullshit like that I didn't do or that was, once again, simple. And so I'm glad he got out. My brother thought yesterday when we did his show that OJ wasn't going to get out. Once again, they had this point system where they had to let him out. And the last chick that gave her recommendation for letting OJ out of jail, she was grandstanding and talking about OJ this, that, and you can't do this. That's one thing. When he gets out, he can drink, but he can't drink a lot. Like, he can't get slizzard. Imagine spending 9 years in jail, getting out and can't tie on a few. Huh? Imagine that. Imagine not getting slizzard, when you get out of jail for 9 years for some bullshit like that. So it's going to be tough. Like, I don't see OJ. They're going to be watching his ass, and that's what the lady says. Like, we're going to be watching you, and even if it's a small part of your parole that you violate, your ass is going back to jail. You best believe eyes are going to be on him 24/7, 365. O.J. Simpson, 70-year O.J. Simpson, who liked to have a good time. You remember before O.J. went into the pen, this man was at everybody's club, everybody's lounge, everybody's strip club, doing his thing. That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough for O.J. not to have a few drinks, man, when he go out in them streets. That's going to be tough. But he going to have to do it, man. If he didn't understand it before, that they were looking for something to put his black ass in jail, after 9 years, I think he understands that. Yeah. 0.8, the number is where he can't be as far as the level of alcohol in his system. If OJ blow a 0.9, his ass is going back to jail. Period. Back in 3 minutes. Hour number 2, The Doug Stewart Show.
Desire would bring royalty to me. Claimed light giver of the purple moon. Magic runs through my rivers. You can call me the child of the moon. Inside of eyes, sky and sea, high and deep, surrounds me. I will guide your mind to set your body free. Touched passion emotionally, I can see your reflection